All right, good morning. Let's start in Sphinx pose. So just like the statue, you're going to bring your elbows. Thank you. You're going to bring your elbows just slightly in front of your shoulders. Let your legs stretch all the way back on your yoga mat and take your legs as wide as the yoga mat, especially if your lower back feels okay, and squeeze your elbows in so they're shoulder distance apart. And that's actually the most passive and comfortable place. Now take a few breaths here to just close your eyes and just check in and see how and what you're bringing onto your, not the how, see what you're bringing onto your yoga mat. So you might have just woken up, you might have already had a full day. And feel free to do a couple of neck rolls, very slow and gentle. And if you want, you can pause, letting your chin drop down to your chest, the back of your neck stretching. And Frankie, the hardest thing for you is going to be to let them totally screw up, okay? Practice. Because you can mess up every posture in class today and still feel better afterwards and be welcome back next time. Notice if you can remember your dreams from last night. And then notice if you have an intention or a daydream or a wish for today. And one of the practices we want to do with our wishes and our intentions is you want to set them, especially with wishes. You want to set them and then kind of let them go. Trust that they'll be heard in one way or another. And Skylar, the first half might be boring, but then we're going to move around and wiggle. So don't you worry, it's coming. Good. Good morning, Akiko. Take 10 more full, deep, fat breaths here. And after your 10th breath, then we're going to transition to sleeping lizard on our right side. And don't worry, I'll tell you how to do it. Oh, good. Layla reached 10. So if you lost count, you can pretend like you're with Layla and reach 10 already, or find your way to the ground when you're ready. 10 breaths is about a minute if we just take it nice and natural and unrushed. And make your way down to the yoga mat and wiggle your butt or shake your legs side to side. And then you're going to take your right leg and make it like a frog leg. So your knees coming straight out from your hip. And then you're going to match your frog leg with a frog arm on the right-hand side and turn your face to the right. So pear is going to model. So bend your elbow to the right. And then you look to the right. So it's a very subtle pose. Do you get? So you're doing this on your right-hand side, but you're lying on the floor. Yeah? So a cactus. And what you should feel is that the right hip can really start to sink down. It's a very mild and gentle hip opener. But oddly enough, being able to let go and relax is one of the places we want to practice. So as your body is being held by the earth, take a couple of breaths and really check into how has your thinking been today so far. And it's not so much the content that I'm curious about. You want to check in and notice how. So have you been like in your brain running around in circles or going ping-ponging back and forth between two different places? Or have you been thoughtful and contemplative, allowing time to digest ideas just like we digest food? Or maybe you're still very slowly waking up as if wiping back layers of cobwebs and slowly coming into the waking thinking mind. Allow your next couple of breaths to help you check into how you're feeling, how your emotions are. And we're very practiced at thinking about why our emotions are. Instead, notice if you were to assign a color to that feeling, what would it be? Or a sound? And then transition to the other side. So you're going to stretch your right limbs long. Bring your left frog leg up. And then you match it with the arm, and all of a sudden it's a sleeping lizard. Matic. Feel the ground and the solidness of the earth holding you. You might notice you would like to do this posture better on one side or the other. And allow your next couple of breaths to really help you check in with how your body's doing this morning or this afternoon. And it's really about how the energy is in your body and what sensations you feel in your body, not whether you think your body, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Most often, our attention is drawn to the places where we're suffering. So allow your will to help you check into the places where you also feel good and strong. Sometimes those sensations can be really close. If your arms are sore, your shoulders are sore from too many chaturangas, it kind of feels good, but there's a lot of sensation too. Reminding ourselves to allow our practice and our life to be really in big context. I'm going to read this invocation by our friend Orland Bishop. Infinite stars, infinite space, source of the knowledge of the worlds, giver of thoughts that empower creation, transforming light into the elements of matter, radiate before my mind the 7 keys that unlock the doors of the mystery temple, that I may enter and fulfill the purpose for which my birth initiates. And then stretch your body long, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push your hips back to your heels, cross your ankles, roll over your crossed ankles, and we're going to come into butterfly. So you want the bottoms of your feet touching. You're going to have your heels 2 hands length away from your groin. And I always like to start this posture with a little yang movement. So I grab onto my shins and lift up my chest, drop your head back. And then with your exhale, bring your chin to your chest and start to roll down, allowing your head to drop towards your feet. So some of us will be, elegantly cradling our head on that wonderful little curve on the insteps of our feet. Others of us are dropping our chin to our chest, but most of us are in between those 2 extremes. So let your head drop. And rather than pushing and pulling, we're doing this in the yin style. So notice if you're gripping with your hands, let them go. If you're clenching your jaw, soften it. In our yin poses, they're yin compared to the rest of our practice, which is going to be fiery and yang. But yin also honors those things that are deeper in you, that are more hidden. So take the time to turn your gaze inward. When people talk about being scared of the dark, often we immediately think like, oh yeah, walking in the city in the dark is a scary thing. And then maybe for some people, it's more scary to walk around in the woods in the middle of the night. But I think a lot of us also carry this unconscious fear of this darkness inside of us, and not a darkness of good or bad, but a darkness of unknowing. And the fact that we have this whole being of self that we keep discovering new elements of also is a very legitimate fear that we have of darkness. And it bridges this fear that we have and have been kind of raised up in of the invisible. the things we don't understand, the mechanisms we haven't figured out how they work yet. So on one hand, we want this courage where we can walk in a dark city and we can walk in a dark woods. But it's a different flavor of courage that it takes to look inside or to turn your self-reflection inward and notice that with your persistence and patience, courage and kindness, more and more of your own being is revealed to you as we become, as we walk on this path of becoming more ourselves. You know, it's very mysterious how a wormy little, often ugly caterpillar cocoons themselves up into a dark place and then emerge as a butterfly. But we're going to do a stranger transition. We're going to transition from butterfly here to lion pose. So inhale, roll up. Place your feet on the ground. This one's fun, Skylar. You might want to try this one. Place your feet on the ground. Put your hands on the ground. So it's really like an upside down lion. They don't usually attack this way. Push your feet down, lift up your hips, squeeze your butt, drop your head back. And then you're going to stick out your tongue all the way down your chin, look at your third eye, and with a whisper, roar like a lion. So you go. Now do it 2 more times. Squeeze your butt, lift your hips higher, and one more time. And then bring your hips back down, cross your ankles, and you're going to come to stand on your knees with your toe tucked under. Now you might notice if you don't have a weird fuzzy chin, you have to just wipe your chin after lion's pose. Now we're going to do the other set of lion's pose, and it really should be called gargoyle pose. Because if you thought that was a funny looking face, bringing your tongue all the way down your chin and looking at your third eye, this next one's even weirder. So you're going to bring, first of all, you have to tuck your tail. So you tilt your pelvis, lifting up the front lip of your pelvic bowl. And then you're going to try and bring the tip of your tongue to your nose. And of course, you're going to stare at the tip of your nose, because wouldn't it be cool if you could actually see your tongue touching your nose? Next level. And I want you to be dramatic in your hands. So you reach your fingers out, stretch out all your fingers, take a big inhale, and then bring your tongue to your tip of your nose and look at it and go. Yeah, see what I mean? We got to try this 2 more times. Oh, I got the gargle going. Beautiful. Well done. You guys are naturals. And then come back, sit down onto your heels, and just warm up your hands, perhaps, especially for us living in lots of snow and not in shorts in Australia or sun in South Africa. Bring your hands to your heart center. Feel the warmth you've started. Let your shoulders drop down, let your eyes close. And we're going to continue to warm our whole body and being. We're going to sound 3 ohms. So empty your breath first. Take a deep inhale. And then bring your hands onto the ground and come into tabletop. And so the first thing you're going to do in tabletop is you're going to start to make circles. So you have your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and start to let your circles get bigger. And then, of course, start going the other direction. You can start big and go down to small. And this isn't a very like technical exercise. It's really a more just getting things moving around. And by things, I mean your joints, your muscles, your blood, your breath, your attitude. And then find your way into a stationary tabletop. It's not a special type of table, just a still table. And then with your inhale, lift up your head, your heart, and your hips. Coming into cow, you can even imagine you have beautiful horns. And then with your exhale, push the ground away, lift your belly up. Coming into cat. Inhale, lift up into cow, head, heart, and hips. Feel your fingers push down. And with your exhale, come into cat. And then float your knees up. So you're floating cat. Inhale, bring your knees back down. Come up into cow. And then get a little into sassy cow. So you're going to bring your right shoulder to your right hip. Your left shoulder to your left hip. You can let your neck go with you. So you're kind of looking towards the hip on that side. Beautiful. And then come again to stationary table. And you're going to stretch your right leg back and just pulse a couple times with your right foot, feeling how it releases your calf. I know from cow to calf, it can be confusing. And then stretch your right leg out and just turn your hip open and closed a couple times. So another way to direct it is imagine rolling your pinky side of your foot up to the ceiling and then down to the ground. And then square your hip. Keep it nice and aligned, your pinky toes pointing at the ground, and stretch your right leg long. The right leg is long. Well done. Stretch your left arm long. Beautiful. Now you're going to bend your right knee and your left elbow into cactus. And it's going to feel much more like an awkward bat. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, awkward bat. Inhale, stretch long. I mean, what if I said graceful bat? Okay. And then one more time, stretch it long, and then bend your knee and elbow, keep them bent. And we're gonna do like wing taps. So tap your elbow and knee together underneath your belly. Open up, tap it in. Open up, tap it in. Open up, tap it in one more time, and then stretch your left arm forward, right leg back, and then reach back and see if you can catch onto your right foot. So you're doing a little bit of back bend here. Your legs are active, your chest is opening, maybe a hint of a smile for a joyful practice and a joyful life. And then without going splat, stretch your limbs in the opposite directions. And then with your exhale, bring all your knees and all your hands to the ground and start to make some circles again. You can make some weird noises, especially in the comfort of your own home. Or in the comfort of our home. Feel free, noise away. And then find your way to tabletop. Beautiful. And let's do the exact same thing on the left-hand side. You go. No, I'm just kidding. Stretch your foot back. Pulse a couple times. So this pulse, really, you can feel your calf on your left leg loosening a little bit. And then extend your left leg so it's an extension of your spine, and roll your hip open and closed a couple of times. So you don't want to be throwing your leg to the right. So you really want to isolate your hip so it's moving. Fantastic. And then stretch your left leg long with your pinky toes pointing down at the ground as well. And stretch your right arm forward to balance your posture. Feel your belly engaged. Your breath is glorious. And then we're going to do those weird cactus bends. So bend your elbow and bend your knee. And so you go, stretch long. We've got 3 more. Bend it back. Stretch long. And cactus as a verb. One more time, long cactus. Now this time, tap your elbow and knee together. So it's like you're bringing your bat wings together. Stretch out, awkward bat, tap it in. Awkward bat, tap it in. Awkward bat, tap it in. I think that was the last one, or was there one more? One more for good luck. Don't worry, we're not gonna be lopsided. It's gonna be awesome. And then stretch your limbs lined up with your spine, get long, and with your exhale, reach back and hold on to your left foot. So this is like an assisted back bend. You want to feel that you're holding onto your foot, letting your chest open up, maybe a hint of a smile. I mean, everyone in the room here giggled. It can be confusing. And then stretch your limbs long and strong, and then come down to tabletop. And you're going to tuck your toes under. You're going to keep your knees low, and keep your knees as low as you can, pulling your hips back, and then start to stretch your hips up into downward facing dog. And then inhale, roll forward, bending your knees deeply, push your hips back, and then up to downward facing dog. Roll forward, bending your knees deeply, push back to downward facing dog. And then in downward facing dog, let's take a couple breaths. So take a full breath in, and with your exhale, just sigh it out. Take some layers off. Now, see if you can stretch out your toes and lift them up for a moment, and then relax them to the ground. Beautiful. Take another full inhale, empty your breath all the way, look forward, and then quietly hop your feet in between your hands. Even if it's a hop and a walk. Inhale, halfway lift. And with your exhale, release and bow down. So bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. You're pushing your shins back with your hands. Your shoulder blades are reaching away from your ears, your belly lifting away from your thighs. You're looking at the floor. And with your next exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift one more time. Pull your belly in. You have a flat back here. And exhale, release and bow down. And then root down with your feet and roll all the way up to the sky. Stretch up tall. Look up. And with your exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And at the end of your exhale, drop your hands down. And we're ready for more. Woohoo! Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, bow down, soften your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, halfway lift, strong, straight spine, and then step back to plank. You want to bring your chin away from your chest so you're looking a little bit in front of you. Feel your heels reaching back. Feel your belly warming as it lifts up to your spine. And then just start to shift back and forth from your tippy toes, and then pushing your heels back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come to your tippy toes, and then lower down all the way down to the ground. Let your toes flip over, root your toenails down, your knees lift up to low cobra. Low, slow cobra, yes. And with your exhale, release back down to the ground, it fits. Let's do it again. Inhale, low cobra, baby cobra. So cobras don't have arms, don't have legs. So just lift up your hands and go, na, 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 na. Yeah, perfect. And then one more time, exhale down to the mat. Inhale, one more time, cobra. Feel the power of your legs lifting your chest. And then with your exhale, downward facing dog. Find a small bend in your knees. And then this helps my imagination. You can create your own story here, but imagine you have like 2 beautiful star tattoos on your butt. Exactly. And imagine they want to go up to the beautiful stars in the sky. There's a magnetic draw, an archetypal pull. That's it. Take another full inhale. Feel your hips lifting up and back. Empty your breath all the way. Bend your knees and hop your feet in between your hands if there's no child in the way. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down. Let your head drop. Root down and roll up. Stretch all the way. Even your fingernails are stretching to the ceiling. And with your exhale, Samastitihi, bring your hands to heart center. And at the end of your breath, release your hands down and we can go again. Stretch your arms up high. Exhale, bow down, letting your knees be soft. Drop your head. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. So if you don't walk around with a hunchback, you shouldn't have a hunchback here. Yes. And then step back to plank. And this time, we're going to practice just lowering our plank halfway down. So keep your elbows close to your ribs. Chaturanga. Inhale, halfway down, Sam. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. So either come to the ground and do the posture we did. That was good. Or let your thighs be floating. Exhale, downward facing dog. Don't trip. If you didn't get it all perfectly this first time around, we're going to practice it a couple times. Oh my goddess. Is that what you said, Sammy? Take another full inhale. Empty your breath all the way. And then lightly hop your feet in between your hands. Inhale, drag your chest forward. It's hard work staying open. And with your exhale, release and bow down, let your head drop. Now toe heel your feet together. Bend your knee, drop your booty. Inhale, Katasana. So step your feet together. Now feel the power. The power is coming from the earth, yeah? Stretch your arms out. Oh, actually, let's get really lazy with our arms. Like let your head, your nails hang, your wrists hang. Like you're like, oh God, do you feel how heavy they are? They're so heavy and droopy. Now energize your arms. Reach your fingertips. Allow your fingernails. Did you hit the ceiling, Layla? See how much lighter your arms feel now? Express through your fingertips. Unbend your elbows. Sit down lower. Is the fire in your thighs distracting you? Take another full inhale. Let your heart lift. Sit your hips even lower. And then with your exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway lift. And then either jump to chaturanga or step to plank, lower halfway down chaturanga or the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra, knees lifted, right? Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. With your exhale, you're going to take your right knee to your right elbow and then tap your left elbow with your knee and then back to your right elbow. And then inhale, stretch your right leg long. And with your exhale, step your right foot all the way forward to your right thumb. Let your left knee come down to the ground. Inhale, lift up, supported crescent lunge. Now, see how you can drop into your stretch here and then squeeze your inner thighs together and get lifted and supported. I want you to do a little bit of both. So you're dropping into the stretch, but you're still engaging your thighs. Reach through your fingertips. Take a full inhale. And with your exhale, open arm twist. Reach through your fingertips to your right. Now inhale, you're going to stretch your left arm up and reach your right hand to the back of your thigh. Take another full inhale. And then with your exhale, sweet chaturanga, some sort of version of it. Upward facing dog or low cobra, everyone's kneecaps lifted off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. Exhale, take your left knee to your left elbow. Take it to your right elbow. Back to your left elbow. And then inhale, stretch your leg long. And with your exhale, step your left foot all the way forward. Right knee comes down to the earth. Inhale, lift up, supported crescent lunge. And then with your exhale, open arm twist to your left. And you can have this feeling of a little bit of like, ta-da, but really because you want to feel the drama in your fingertips even. And if you've got go-go gadget nails, really stretch your nails out. Like imagine your right hand is like done with your left hand and they're trying to get as far away from each other as they can. Now with your inhale, lift your right arm, reach back to your left thigh, right thigh, thank you, with your left hand. And then with your exhale, find your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And now let your knees soften a little bit. And just to help our fire, we're gonna get a little bit more active here. So I want you to start to jump, do downward facing jumping jacks, downward facing dog jumping jacks. So you step your feet in and out. If it's too hard from you, you can step your right leg out and in, your left leg out and in, your right leg out and in, your left leg out and in. Now see if you can jump your jacks closer to your hands. And then back to your feet. Well, that was another way to do it. So you can do whatever version you want. Oh, everyone just stopped. That's nice. Okay. So I was thinking like you're jumping jacks closer to your hands. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. But notice these aren't very refined postures. It's really the sweaty fire-making posture. Fantastic. Then find your downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. I mean, you found your upward facing dog. And then empty your breath all the way and hop your feet in between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Drag your chest forward. Exhale, release and bow down. Toes and heels touching. Keep your fingers tips touching the ground and then bend your hips. Bend your hips. Bend your knees. And with your feet, your fingertips still touching, keep your knees and hips where they are, and then raise your arms up. Step your feet together. Find the weight in your heels. It's nice to feel so tall. Maybe lift up your toes and twinkle your toes. I can do that without moving your fingers. Find the weight in your heels. Take another full inhale. Let your chest expand, your heart open. It's so your job. I love y'all. Take another full inhale. And then exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk or float. Exhale, sweet chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. With your exhale, bring your knee to your nose and then deliver your right foot next to your right thumb. Rise up, crescent lunge. So it's the same posture we did with our knee on the ground, but our leg is lifted. Feel that you can squeeze your inner thighs together, reach through your fingertips, and with your exhale, open arm twist to your right. Inhale here. Then with your next exhale, take your right hand to the back of your left thigh, stretch your left arm longer, lunge deeper. Take another full inhale here. And then exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then you're gonna wrap your fingers around your thumbs. You're gonna make these weird little fisty thingies. And then you might step your left foot a little closer to your right foot. I want you to slowly start to hinge into half moon, and even floating half moon if you want. Yeah, very nice. Then release your right fingers to the ground, bend your left knee, and see if you can catch your left foot with your hand. Oh, there it is. Now, yogi's choice. Either stay there or you got it, pair. Inhale and lift up. And maybe transition straight into bow pulling pose. What? Get out of here. You did it in your mind, didn't you, Layla? Let your heart lift up. You can run around, be careful of the cactus. And then can you go back? Hinge forward, release. Oh yeah, a little hip hop in there's fine. Release your left hand, bring both hands down to the ground. Now this is fun, don't overthink it. Throw your left leg up in the air a little bit more and jump back, one-legged chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now take a full breath in and an encouraging sigh out. Yeah. Inhale, stretch your left leg up to the sky. With your exhale, bring your knee to your nose and step your foot all the way forward. Rise up, crescent lunge. Your legs are strong. Inhale, stretch your fingertips. With your exhale, open arm twist to your left. So switch your feet. Paulina. Reach through your fingertips, expressive to the edges and beyond. Inhale, stretch your right arm up, reach your left hand back. Take another full inhale, and with your exhale, open up warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior, and then wrap your thumbs with your fingers. See, it's like a present. And then slowly hinge into half moon. It should be technically quarter moon, just like we have right now. Actually, half moon. Stretch through your limbs. Release your left hands to the ground, your fingertips, and then bend your top leg and see if you can catch your foot. Beautiful. This might be as far as you go today. Or maybe you start to lift up. Ta-da! And then come into dancer's pose, like joyful, beautiful, I'm not an accountant pose. Let your face beam. Turn your light on, baby. Eyes forward. Beautiful. And then see if you can reverse it. Bow forward. Release your limb. That was your right leg. Now, bring your right hand down to the ground. Square your hips. This is fun. Throw your right leg in the air, and you've got lots of space for a one-legged chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let your knees be soft and bend them a little bit. You want to feel that you've got some fire going in your body. Now, part of my job is to make sure that you get challenged, and I give you something you can't do yet, because my darling, my love, we're practicing for life, and we're practicing for an exciting, passionate, joyfully expressed life. So when things get heated, we don't want to check out. We want to check in deeper, right? Be here more. So take another full inhale. Empty your breath all the way. And then walk or float your feet in between your hands. Inhale, drag your chest forward, open heart. Exhale, release and bow down. Bend your knees, drop your booty. Inhale, I love Utkatasana nearly as much as I love Chaturanga. I just love it more when Sam's here. Step your feet together. With your inhale, get strong and long in your torso. With your exhale, twist to your right. Then inhale up to center. With your exhale, twist to your left. We're dancing. Inhale up to center. With your exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk, fly, or float. Exhale, I love Chaturanga for reals. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. And with your exhale, bend your knee and let your hips spin open. Just feel it should be a little bit like, okay, thank goodness, thank goddess. Take another full inhale, and with your exhale, step your right foot all the way forward to your right thumb. Inhale, strong warriors, rise up, crescent lunge. And with your exhale, open arm twist to your right. Inhale up to center. With your exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. You know where you're going perhaps. And with your exhale, fly into half moon. Now this time with your next exhale, bring your left hand down to the ground. Inhale, drag your chest forward. Exhale, wave your right arm up so you're in a twisted half moon. Now this might be plenty for you, but if you need a little extra challenge, bend your left knee and see if you can grab onto your left foot with your right hand. Add a micro bend into your right knee and rise up and come into crossbow. Yeah. Gotta have faith. Yes, feel your heart open. So you're twisted and you're challenged and you're having like a crazy life. Welcome to 2021. And you're here and you're present. So let your light on, sparkle if you can. Take another full inhale. And then with your exhale, bow down again. Release your right leg. And Ekapada Uttanasana, so standing splits. You're gonna stretch your left leg up to the sky. Yeah, I know, isn't that crazy? Keep your left leg stretching up into the sky. Take one hand at a time to your ankle. And then bend your left knee, bend your right knee, bring your left knee behind your right knee. Bring up your hands for Shiva's curtsy. Yeah, do it, Frankie. And then slowly come down to the ground, letting your knee slide down, your butt hums to the ground. How nice is that? You're staying in the twist here. So we should have your right knee up and stretch your left arm up and twist away from your arm and find yourself in a delightful twist here. Inhale, get high. Exhale, get twisted. Inhale, let your spine reach up towards the sky, your chin away from your chest. It's like you're in your proud version, even if your dog is totally harassing you. Come on, Layla, play with me. Let your heart be open, feel the fire in your belly. This is the kind of energy that you use to empower other people. It's inspiring to be around people who want to turn your light on. All right, so we're going to unwind. We're going to place our hands in front of us, and we're going to stand up, and we're going to lift our left leg up to the sky, throw it up, and exhale. Oh yeah, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing doggy. Know that we're nearly done. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Breathe in what's hard, and with your exhale, breathe out what you want to see more of. It's going to be awesome. Whew. All right, left-hand side. Inhale, stretch your left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee. Let your hips spin open. Feel a pause here for a moment. Notice how you're grounded. Hot, warm, and sweaty as well, maybe. From doing my job, right? Take another full inhale, and with your exhale, step your left foot to your left thumb. Rise up, crescent lunge. Get strong in your legs to feel the freedom in your back. With your exhale, open arm twist to your left. Inhale, back to crescent lunge, and with your exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And with your exhale, float into half moon. Stretch through your fingertips. Like it's like a happy starfish, like fully expressed in all of your limbs. And then with your exhale, bring your right hand down to the ground, square your right hip. Inhale, drag your chest forward, creating space in your spine. And with your exhale, twist around your spine and lift your left arm up. This might be plenty for you. Otherwise, bend your right leg, see if you can catch onto your foot. And then with a small, gentle bend, you got it. Nice one. Rise up. You're allowed to breathe, Paulina. It's so sexy. Some of my favorite people do that. Lift up your heart, lift up your gaze. Let me see the sparkle of your eyes. Reach into it. So this is called crossbow. I mean, like, you know, pretty dancer crossbow. Total Hunger Games pose, huh? And then with your exhale, hinge forward, coming back, finding the floor with your right hand. Gently release your right leg, stretch it long, throw it up into the sky. With your exhale, nothing. Exhale, Ekapada Uttanasana. So you're stretching your right leg up to the sky. I know, saved by the Sanskrit. Stretching your right leg up to the ceiling. And we're going to do the nice burning Shiva curtsy. So from Ekapada Uttanasana, standing splits, you're going to bring your right knee behind your left knee, bend both of your knees, maybe see if you can lift up your hands in prayer. It's intense. It's like you're very active in both legs. And then slide your right knee all the way down to the ground. Your butt finds the floor. Oh, that is heavenly. Isn't it? Yeah. Stretch your right arm up and turn away from your right arm. Inhale, get lifted and tall through your whole spine. I mean, imagine there's like heavenly fingers reaching down from the sky and lifting your ears up. Thanks, Skylar. That's perfect. It's nice to have an assistant there. Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're doing good. Notice if you're just like hanging out enough to not be yelled at. Love you, Sam. Bring your chin towards your chest so you lengthen the little vertebrae at the back of your neck. And then unwind. And hook onto your big toes with your fingers and see if maybe you can stretch your legs up. Or maybe your knees are still bent. Let your heart lift up. And then see if you can let go of your feet. Maybe take your arms and legs wide. Ta-da! Look, I did it. Chest up, Frankie. Chest up, Frankie. Be proud. Yes. How proud. Let it lift. And then slowly lower down to the ground. Now you're gonna lie on the ground, and I want you to bring your legs together and just shoot your legs straight up to the ceiling. You can also take your hands and put your hands underneath your hips. Viparita Karani. This is a really nice posture to do if your dog doesn't give foot massages. After a long day work, uncross your ankles, have your legs extending. You've done amazing. You've like shaken up your life force. Allowed some effervescence into our being so that we can share it with others. What are you going to do today to empower people you meet or communicate with or think about? We don't lose anything when we light up other people. Now slowly lower your legs, slowly long and extended pair, all the way down to the ground. And find your way towards Shavasana. So you've done an amazing job. You didn't leave. Notice how it was on the inside for you. So in Shavasana, you let the ground hold you. Eyes closed, body held by the ground, and your attention, your most precious attention, you're going to keep it here in your body, on your yoga mat, in the room, and just allow observation to help you stay present. With your next inhale, invite your exquisite breath to the edges of your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes and maybe smile, remembering your intention. And then roll, stretch long perhaps on your inhale, and then curl into a ball and roll onto your side, pausing in this fetal position. Oh. And just feel your vitality and your aliveness, your inner vibrancy. And then help yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And allow your hands to meet at heart center. So root down, lift up tall, maybe peek into other people's rooms. How nice we could be in this moment together, even when we're miles and miles apart. So close your eyes, lift up your heart. Empty your breath first. Take a sweet, deep inhale. Bring your prayer hands to your third eye. Invite the divine light. And as we bow forward together, we say, Namaste. And so much love. Now make some noise. Get over it. You guys all did a fantastic job this morning, even with the wonderful distractions of the big, huge dog or the wonderful, sweet girl. Well done. Yay. Absolute. Yeah, yeah, yeah.